You are not born as a leader. You're chosen to be made one by God. Be excellent. Be simple. Be authentic. Be a leader. You must choose your life journey. Experience a God who's for you. Greetings, everybody. Welcome to Leadership Lifter. I'm your host, David Blunt. Thank you so much for giving me your time. My prayer is that the Leadership Lifter podcast is adding value to your life. And if it is, would you push like and share? It helps us reach more people, and that's what we're all about, helping people, helping them discover a God who's for them and help them find out God's purpose for their life. So today I'm really excited about our subject that we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about, on the screen, the law of consistency. The law of consistency. Now, don't turn me off, because really consistency is the main thing. It's the big idea. You and I both know a lot of us can start off well, but we can't finish well. You all know about the New Year's resolutions where we say we're going to do this and for 30 days and we make it for day number 5 or day number 4. Consistency is that added ingredient. Consistency is a requirement for success in anything, whether it be a marriage. My wife and I, we're celebrating this year 52 years of marriage. Consistency. You know, in the gym, if you're not consistent, then you don't get the results that you want. Consistency, it's huge. Every day, in every way, we're getting better. The law of just keeping on. The law of just staying at it. The law of just not quitting, or we could say consistency. So many people seemingly get bored at doing the same thing over and over again, and they go off and try to find new things in new ways and shortcuts and hack this and hack that, and it doesn't work for them. So I want to talk to you about this important ingredient, requirement for success in any area of our life, whether it be spiritual. You know, in Joshua chapter 1, I love the book of Joshua. In Joshua chapter 1, verses 6 through 8, he says, meditate on the Word of God, the Bible, day and night. That's consistency. That's consistency, day and night. And then he said, you'll have good success. Notice, no significance, no success without consistency. I heard someone say the other day that greatness, fame can come overnight, but greatness comes through longevity. Fame can happen overnight, but greatness comes through longevity. The law of consistency. How do you stay consistent? How do you keep on keeping on? You know, the Lord has blessed us with His grace and His mercy for every season. I'm a founding pastor of a local church here in St. Louis, Missouri called Church on the Rock. We started it 42 years ago with 35 people. 42 years in the same place, 52 years of marriage. You know, how can you be consistent? I just want to share some things with you today that's kind of helped me, I think will help you, because I still have to work on it. You've got to be intentional. It's not automatic. It's not a gift. Well, Pastor, that must just be a gift God gave you. No, it's not. It's hard work. It's effort. It's every day being intentional. The law of consistency. So let's look at it. The law of consistency is doing the right thing. And the big idea here is the right thing, the right way, daily. The law of consistency is doing the right thing, the right way, daily. We don't want to do the wrong thing the wrong way, okay? Or the right thing the wrong way. You know, I still remember the first message I taught at Church on the Rock 42 years ago. That very first Sunday in the Holiday Inn, I had a 3-point message. And the 3-point message was this: the right man, the right message, the right method. That was my sermon, the very first sermon 42 years ago, and that first Sunday of November in 1983. The right man, the right message, the right method. Because you can have the right man, but the wrong message. You can have the right man with the right message, but he uses the wrong method. So notice that the law of consistency isn't just doing the same thing every day. You could be doing the wrong thing, the wrong way, and have the wrong direction, the wrong destination. It's doing the right thing, the right way every day. It's a few, look at the screen, it's a few simple habits practiced every day. It's a few simple habits practiced every day on the screen. If I'm not growing daily, my future won't get any better. That is a powerful statement. If I'm not growing through the law of consistency, my future won't get any better. You know, I can want to change physically, but if I'm not consistent in the gym, I won't. I can want to grow, my mind and my mindset. I could want to grow, through education, but if I'm not consistent, it will never happen. So consistency is a requirement for great growth, for productive growth, for significance, and for legacy. Consistency and legacy are connected. Consistency and legacy, a good legacy, an enduring legacy, a profitable legacy, they're connected. Consistency every day over time will lead to great achievements. I love that statement. Consistency every day over time. I remember years ago, I had a pastor friend that had a ministry downtown Los Angeles, California. A large ministry is still there today. I'll never forget, he took me up on the roof. It was at night. I just got done speaking that night. And we looked out over the lights of Los Angeles, California, and he leaned over and said to me, "Dave, most men can't do this because they can't stay with it long enough. They can't stay with it long enough." What was he saying? Consistency. Consistency every day over time. Say it with me, over time will lead to great achievements. So how do I become more consistent? Number one, become self-aware. Become self-aware. I can't live in a fantasy world. I can't live as a victim. I can't blame my DNA. I can't blame the previous generation of my family. I can't say it's a family curse. I can't blame if I'm white or black or brown. I can't, I'm too old, I'm too young. I can't live a life of a victim or having excuse-itis. I can't do that. I have to become self-aware. We have a ministry here at our church called Celebrate Recovery, and we teach there, everybody that we teach them, if I'm in denial, I can never change. If I'm in denial, if I'm not honest with myself, how can I be honest with other people? There's got to be a time where I wake up, I become honest, I become authentic, it becomes real, and I'm self-aware. These are the areas of my life that I need to change. I can hope for the best, but if I don't become the best version of me every day, I'll never reach the best. I'll live in fantasy land. So I've got to stop making excuses. I got to get rid of the blame game. Somebody said, you blame, you be lame. You blame, you be lame. You live a dysfunctional life. So I've got to become self-aware. I've got to become self-aware and honest with myself. That's the future I want. I'm going to have to change. That's what I want to be spiritually, financially, physically, mentally, relationally. I'm going to have to change. Number one, the law of consistency, I've got to become self-aware, okay? I remember I was told growing up that I had a grandfather. His name was Isaac, and they called him Ike for short. And I remember they said, when I was growing up, they said, you're just like your grandpa Ike. You're thin, light-complected, got blonde hair, blue eyes. Uncle Ike or Grandpa Ike, he was just like that. You're this and you're that. You're going to grow up to be just like Grandpa or Uncle Ike. And you know what? I refused to be like him. I wanted to be who God called me to be. I had to become self-aware. I had to realize, the shortcomings, the gifts, the strength, the talent that God gave me, who God created me to be, and what I needed to change to become that person. So on the screen again, become self-aware. Number 2, what do I need to do to improve? What do I need to improve? This is so important. Begin to ask myself questions. We learn more through self-discovery. In other words, asking ourselves questions, being open and honest with ourselves. Okay, I'm self-aware. I need to change to become this person, to have that kind of life. The second is, what do I need to improve? What are the areas of my life? I find that it's so interesting, I've been in the people business for 40-some years. It's real interesting when you're counseling people. It's always their fault, her fault, his fault, their fault, and never my fault. So what are the areas that I need to improve in my life to be more consistent? Number 3, how can I improve? So maybe these are some areas that I need to improve. Maybe it's my diet. Maybe it's my exercise. Maybe it's my learning. Maybe it's my relationships. This habit, that habit. Maybe laziness, or I'm late, or I'm not efficient. Maybe it's a sloppy, I don't have a spirit of What is it? What is it? Negative thinking, negative talking, and the wrong. What do I need to improve? And then the second question is, the third question is, how can I do that? I know now I'm aware. I know now that I need to improve. I need to change. But then, okay, how am I going to do that? Okay. And the fourth question is this: do I have a process? You see, we transform, we change through a daily routine or a daily process. What is your process? Okay, here's who I want to become, the person. But what's the process that I need to do daily to become that person? What's the process? What's the habits? What's the associations? What's the relationships? What do I need to be listening to? What do I need to be reading? What do I need to be focusing on? Am I living in my past? Am I afraid of my future and anxious over the present? So I need to have a process that helps me become the person that I want to become. I want to become more consistent. Then how do I do that? I start with small habits. I start with little things, okay? So this is really important. Number 5, do I have the attitude of a lifelong learner? So how do I become more consistent? I need a process. I not only need to know what I need to improve in, but then how am I going to do it? I'm going to do it through a process, but then what's that process? It's habits. It's what I'm watching. It's who I'm listening to. It's who I'm running with. You don't want to be with inconsistent people who are lazy, who are late, who don't follow through, who aren't good finishers, who promise and don't come through. You don't want to be those kinds of people, because inconsistent people create inconsistent people. So I need a process of relationships and routine and small habits. Don't try to change everything. Don't try to be consistent in everything. Just start with something small, maybe like a Bible reading plan, and I'm just going to stick to that plan. Maybe it's a diet plan. Maybe it's a financial plan. I'm going to be a tither. I'm going to start with 10% and be a tithe. So start and get a process. Start with a small area of your life and begin to accumulate small wins, all right? And then number 5, the question is, do I have the attitude of a lifelong learner? I'm going to have to be constantly learning from reading biographies of consistent people. I remember years ago, there was a very famous man, very successful, a billionaire that I met. And he told me, Dave, if you want to have consistency, if you want to have character, if you want to have longevity, if you want to have legacy, what was the little secret he told me? Read biographies of great people. Read biographies and autobiographies of people who were consistent and they were achievers and they left a legacy. And he said, you'll pick up their traits, you'll pick up their habits, you'll pick up their mindset, but you've got to be a lifelong learner. 5 ways to build consistency and the importance of it. I hope I've helped you today. If I have, would you push like and share, tell a friend. Until next time, I really believe this. God is for you.